What is called theory that I'm going to discuss today. What is theory, and what are the characteristics of theory, and what are the definitions related to theories. So it's all what I'm going to discuss is, theories are about human behavior, and it tries to touch all aspects of our personality, social processes, and institutions. I'll repeat this: what social theory is all about. Social theory are related to human behavior, and they tries to touch all aspects of our personality, social processes, and institutions. Therefore, theories are about or pertaining to human behavior. When I say that theories are related to human behavior and it tries to touch all aspects of our life, what does it mean? It means that theories are not such abstract notions. What we try to say that theories are abstract in form and content. Actually, theories are not abstract in forms and content, but it is related to social issues, it is related to social life, it is related to us, it is related to each and every aspects of our life, even it is related to every aspects of our life, even after death. So the point I'm trying to say that theories are not such abstract formulations, which is being always said that theories are abstract formulations. But actually the problem is when theories are being framed, it considered to be, or it looks like a kind of abstract phenomenon or say abstract analysis. But actually it is grounded in social realities. So there is a strong connection between realities, and out of realities theories are being formulated or theories are created. So, but after formulation, then it seems considered to be, or it seems abstract, but it is grounded in social realities. So therefore, if you are going to be a student of society, or you are going to be a student of sociology, so your understanding must be grounded in social realities. But after these ground realities are being framed, studied, analyzed, contextualized, and it may give a kind of abstract formulations or notions, or you can relate it with the existing theoretical framework to make your concepts much more clear and scientific. Theories is always scientific, so therefore it seems to be, or is considered to be, or it is reflected that it's an abstract kind of phenomena, because we try to theorize it, tries to make a scientific notion of it. So when you try to make a scientific notion of theories, it's considered to be an abstract phenomenon. So but the point I'm trying to say, theories are linked with our social life, it is related with each and every aspect of our life, it is related with our personality, it is related with our institutions, it is related with us, it is related with the social realities. But as you understand, theory also means different things to different people. It means how do you perceive social realities. If you perceive realities in your own way, so definitely give you that kind of orientations. Meaning thereby, what exactly I mean to say, different people have their own perspective, and different people have their own orientations. Different people try to look at the phenomena in their own way, in their own manner. That different theory means different things to different people, because perception varies, your experiences varies, your understanding varies. How do you visualize the kind of society or the kind of situation you are grappling with? So therefore, in that sense, you can say that theory is not a static phenomena. If you say that it is a static phenomena, then it would have been over. So therefore, it varies from person to person. Theory means different things to different people. That means your perception, your orientations, your understanding matters. But how you look at, for example, the phenomena of globalization. How do you look at the phenomena of globalization as a student of sociology? But ask the same question, how do you look at the process of globalization to a common man? And you ask such questions to a politicians. So the answers, the orientations, the frameworks, the references will vary from all these perspectives. So therefore, actually, in social science research, specifically in sociological research, we try to take the variables. What does variable stand for? Variable which varies. Simple definition of variable means variable which varies from person to person. So therefore, but there is a link between variables and theory. So therefore, in that particular context, theory means different things to different people. For example, when you try to make analysis of your data after collecting the information from the field, you try to look at the variation of data in terms of education, for example, or in terms of gender. So in terms of gender also, how the answer is varies, or in terms of education, how the answer varies. So therefore, it suggests that any scientific process has these connotations, that it has different connotations, it has different meaning to different people. So it depends. So therefore, in sociological research, when you do your PhD or in MPhil or any advanced kind of research, you'll see that how your data is reflected is varies from group to group. Group in the sense on the basis of suppose gender, if you take the variables. So how does the answer, or how does the response varies on the basis of gender? How does the response varies on the basis of educational qualifications? Or how does it varies from locality to locality? Like for example, rural and urban, you can make a comparisons. So the rural responses may have it, or the rural responses to a particular phenomena will vary from a urban perspectives. So therefore, theory, when we discuss the definition of theory, we say that theory means different things to different people, and moreover, it is considered to be much more abused term in popular speeches, philosophical discourse, and scientific treatise. Abused term in the sense that everybody tries to refer to theoretical notions, or so therefore it is a very abusive in that sense. But in concrete sense, theory is not abusive. Theory is scientific. Theory is grounded in social realities. Theories are formulated and framed to understand social realities. If you want to understand social realities, you can take a theoretical framework to understand it. So therefore, theory varies from person to person. It is abusive and it is much more scientific connotations. So therefore, and moreover, what I've said, theory is scientific propositions to understand social realities. I'll underline this sentence. Theory is a scientific propositions to understand social realities, and it is linked with our convictions. It is linked with our life. It is linked with our planet. It is linked with our life after death. So the notion of theory is much more broader, much more scientific, much more realistic, and it can help you to understand social realities. Understanding social realities have another connotation is about speculations. Or you can say that theory is a speculative statement that is not even cannot be supported by evidences. In one sense, in a definitional sense, you can say that theory is a speculative statement, and the speculative statement can be substantiated or cannot be substantiated with evidences. What does it mean when I say that theory is a kind of speculative statement? When you say that it's a speculative statement, I mean to say that it's just like a kind of hypothesis. Hypothesis, if you know the definition of hypothesis, hypothesis defines that it is a kind of proposition, a kind of study which validity is yet to be tested, isn't it? So, but before making any kind of progress to study a social phenomena, or to study any phenomena, to study any individual, you have certain preconceived ideas, preconceived notions. But these preconceived ideas and preconceived notions are speculations to a large extent. But there is a difference here that we say that social science and sociology is not a common sense, but it starts with common sense. It starts with common sense. But the common sense and speculations are little different. But you have to make a distinction between these two, common sense and speculations. Speculations always is about speculate, is about foresee, is about beforehand analysis or beforehand perceptions, conceptualization, framing. All these things are part of speculations. When there is a cricket match, for example, takes place, before the match is started, so there are Sachin Tendulkar and there are Sunil Gavaskar and there are other people, those who are associated with that particular field, and they are experts in that particular field. They try to give narrations about the pitch, they give narrations about the fitness of the players, they give a narration of the performances of a particular fielder or particular batsman. So, and on the basis of all these indicators, you can say, they try to foresee, they try to make a speculative statement about the match and the consequences of the match, and it would be goes in whose favor, and who can do better, who will not do better, who is in a form or who is not in a form. So this is called a speculation, because speculation is also scientific, because the persons, those who are speculating, those who are giving a references to the phenomenon, they are experts in that particular field. So therefore the speculation always is a speculative statement, but it comes from a expert, so therefore it is scientific, and therefore it is theoretical, and it is not common sense. So theory is not common sense, but it starts with a kind of common sense, it starts with a common understanding, it starts with a common notions. So therefore, anything pertaining to this planet, anything pertaining to our life or death, anything pertaining to the social issues which is being talked about, which is being speculated, are largely the debate related to social theories. But unless until you theorize things, unless until you have the theoretical orientations, then you can't make a scientific treatise, or you cannot make a scientific testament. So scientific testaments are always based on scientific notions and scientific understanding, scientific analysis. So therefore theories are always scientific in nature, but it has a aspect which is called speculation. Moreover, in a concrete sense, what we can say, that theory as employed in this text, or theory what has been defined in sociological literature, is nothing but a conceptual scheme which is designed to explain observed regularities or relationship between two or more variables. What exactly means this definition? Definition means theory is a kind of conceptual scheme, or theory is a kind of conceptual framework. On the basis of this conceptual framework, which tries to explain the observed regularities or relationship between two or more variables. So that is called the theory is all about. Means theory is used as a conceptual scheme to explain the social realities and to make a comparison between one or more than two variables, to give a scientific explanation of the social phenomena. For example, I'll give an example of Emile Durkheim's notion of suicide. For example, if you read the Emile Durkheim's notion of suicide, suicide is social phenomena, but how does this social phenomena is being studied? And it is, of course, people are committing suicide. As a student of society, as a sociologist, as a social observer, he tries to look at this particular phenomena and explain it. He tries to use such tools or such theoretical framework or such kind of conceptual scheme to explain the social phenomena by using some other conceptual tools like altruistic, egoistic, and so on and so forth, suicides. And it is also kind of observed regularities, that is what is happening in society, and these societal happenings he has observed it and tries to narrate it, explain it, categorize it, and or making a relations between two or more variables. As he said that it is not a psychological phenomena, rather suicide is a social phenomena. So why not a psychological phenomena, and what is the difference between psychological and sociological phenomena? All these thing narrations, if you read, you'll find from his writings. So therefore, the analysis what he has made, it's about theoretical or conceptual concepts which explains the observed regularities or observed realities. So therefore, what theory can be decided as a concept, that it is a conceptual scheme which is designed to explain the observed regularities or observed realities, or to make a comparison between one or two more variables, and how these variables can be contributing towards theory building. So therefore, it's a two-way process, it's not one-way process, that how from a particular concept or from a particular analysis you are reaching towards another framework or analysis, and on the basis of this new analysis framework, again you are trying to conceptualize the theoretical framework. So therefore, it's not a static phenomena. Theory is a dynamic concept which is always, or it is theory building. The process of theory building is in the process. That means theory building process is a continuous process. So therefore, it is not a static phenomenon. But you can remember that theory is defined as a conceptual skill to explain observed regularities or relationship between two or more variables, to talk about a particular social phenomenon, to talk about a social happenings, or to talk about what is happening around you on the basis of these things.